Snoop Dogg has a problem. Or should I say Eminem has a problem with Snoop Dogg said recently. So just to give you guys some background, I think this whole issue between these two dudes started with Snoop Dogg coming on the Breakfast Club. This is last year at some point, and he was really talking about who his top 10 artists were of all time, top 10 rappers were of all time. And he started naming dudes like that you would associate an old head naming Rakim. He started naming, you know what I'm saying, the typical people. And then, if I'm not mistaken, somebody asked him about Eminem, and he was like, he took offense to it almost. Like his tone kind of changed. He was just like, no, hell no. Like, I don't listen to Eminem. He's like, yo, who listens to Eminem? We don't respect, we don't vibe, we don't live anything that, you know, of what Eminem stands for. So there's no reason why he would be in my top 10. That sparked the conversation at the time. Fast forward to Eminem dropping his newest album, where, if I'm not mistaken, he has a song called Zeus, right? Where he took shots at people in typical Eminem fashion. And Snoop Dogg was one of the guys that he took a shot at, right? And following that song, Eminem actually did an interview where he was just really disappointed. It wasn't that Snoop Dogg said Eminem is not in my top 5. He was kind of just thrown off, according to Eminem, at the tone in which he kind of just blew him off. Almost like his legacy and the music that Eminem put out didn't really matter. And before I kick this off to you, Q, I do want to say, hopefully Dr. Dre is doing well, because I'm sure he wouldn't want to see both of these dudes going at each other. Dr. Dre is at the heart of both of these dudes' careers. And it's a damn shame that they're arguing in the first place over who was in the top 10 of Snoop Dogg's list. What do you feel? First, I got 2 questions for you. Number one, should these two just stop beefing and stop arguing over Snoop Dogg's list? And 2, where is Eminem in your top list of rappers? Because we talk about this shit, and I know the culture talks about lists all the time. And I know this is a hot debate, but I do want to get those 2 questions answered from you. So what do you think about this, man?
Whew, that's a loaded 2 questions. So before I answer them, I'm going to say this is what Eminem said on Zeus. The last thing I need is Snoop dogging me. Man, dog, you was like a damn god to me. Man, not really. I had dog backwards. Is that a dope line? I don't know if that's a dope line. Kids, tell me, was that clever? It was clever. It was witty. Was it a dope line? Which Snoop said that was kind of weak. Is it weak? Is it weak? Is this a weak line?
Yo, throw those bars in the trash. Let's be real. Throw those bars in the trash. But I do have some Eminem slander, not because I like slandering Eminem, but it's just the truth, guys. We just gotta accept certain things. Eminem be saying a lot of corny shit, and he masks it with his ability to rap extremely fast and rap in these pockets that a lot of people can't rap in. So when you dissect the lyrics, it's gonna be a lot of shit like that. It's like, I don't think that's really that tight.
I think he purposely tries to be corny. But to answer your question, you know, the thing about hip hop that is pretty funny, hip hop rappers be the most sensitive people sometimes, man. The most sensitive people. Like, think about Eminem came into the music industry over here talking about killing his wife, over here talking about I'm the best rapper in the world. Dr. Dre is locked up in my basement. Dr. Dre is locked up in my basement. I hate my teacher. You say one little bad thing about Eminem, he cries. The whole music to be murdered by, he's talking about bloggers. Oh, bloggers didn't like my last album. It was trash. Your albums have been bad. Eminem has not been a top-notch rapper since 2010. And I'm being subjective. I'm being opinion.
Wait. Before I let you get that off, Was the album trash or was it not for you?
Yo, that was bad. I mean, I'm not talking about Music to Be Murdered by is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, that's a
His
decent
other
album.
one, his other one,
Kamikaze?
Kamikaze was pretty decent.
The one before Kamikaze. What was that one called?
Shoot, Recovery.
You know what I'm saying? No,
Recovery,
no, man.
Relapse. There was a string of bad Eminem albums. Like it was justifiable to say that he was not a good rapper at that time. Like it was the stuff that he's complaining about. It was justifiable. Look yourself in the mirror. Like,
hey, bro, you talking about Revival?
Revival, yes.
Revival was the trash album. Like, yeah,
the one with Ed Sheeran was on songs. But my thing is this, though. My thing is this. Nav will be the first to tell you he was trash at one point. Nav will be the first to tell you, I didn't think I was that good. I've gotten better. Critics didn't like my stuff. I get it. Eminem, you can't tell me Relapse was good. Like, you can't tell me Recovery was good. Like, you can't tell me a bunch of these albums that were not good were good. It's okay. Like, in my lifetime, you know how many people told me I sucked at something? I've been told I suck at all kinds of things. Like, you take it as criticism. Like, you weren't at your best place. So what? So, like, to hear him kind of complain about Snoop Dogg saying he's not in my top 5, so what? So what? Like, who cares? Like,
but you know what though, and that's why I was very clear. If you listen to Eminem's interview that he did after he put that song Zeus and that album out, he said, "I don't care." This is what he claims. He said, "I didn't care that Snoop said I'm not in his top 10." That's what he said. But he said what I had a problem with was the way Snoop Dogg was trying to basically dismiss Eminem's impact in how his music resonated with certain people. All Snoop was saying was, bro, like, I ain't grew up in no fucking trailer park. Like, the shit he was talking about, I can't relate to wanting to kill my mom. I can't relate to wanting to kill my girl. I can't relate to none of this shit that Eminem made a name off of. So therefore, he's not in my top 10. And I can relate to that shit that Snoop said. That's one of my biggest criticisms about Eminem is that shit he says I can't relate to.
A lot of times, the thing about these rappers, if you don't kiss their ass, they're mad at you. I'm not about to kiss your ass just to kiss your ass. Like, and then the day, like, Academics said in his conversation with Meek Mill, he was like, with Meek Mill said, stop going to his site or whatever, stop posting me. He didn't lose no money. Like, he's, at the end of the day, like, okay, I'll stop. But, like, I don't got to change because I don't got to always say something nice about you to win. Like, bloggers, I'm gonna say you, me, everybody, critics, we got to tell the truth. That's the most important thing. We got to tell our truth. And our truth is your stuff was not that good. Like, at one point, I will always praise you for good. Music to Be Murdered by is pretty good. I still think Eminem is a pretty decent rapper. We got to tell our truth. Snoop Dogg got to tell his truth.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre got to tell his truth. Everybody's got to tell their truth. That's their truth. Now, did he say it harshly? Would Snoop Dogg say it harshly? I would say it was a little.
It was pretty harsh.
It was pretty harsh. But I don't think it was harsh enough for Eminem to go on wax and say because Eminem said some pretty hurtful stuff. If you really dig deep into what he said on the lyrics, he said, "Last thing I need is Snoop Dogg in me. I looked at you like a legend." Nah, not really. Like that. These dudes have records together. These dudes have been seen together multiple times. So, like, I always have issue with people going, like, in the future, going back in time, like trying to say, oh, like, one thing about The Last Dance, with Michael Jordan, in The Last Dance, he starts to find out, oh, well, Scottie Pippen didn't really get along with such and such. Michael Jordan didn't really get along with such and such. It kind of tarnishes my view of what the Bulls were back in the day. Like, when Eminem says a statement like, "I used to look at you as a legend," nah, not really. it kind of tarnishes the songs they did together. Pick up a phone. Y'all both are almost 50 years old. Like, pick up a phone. It is what it is. It's funny because when I heard the line, I actually thought it was a joke. Eminem, like I said earlier, Eminem said he got Dr. Dre locked up in his basement. Did I take that seriously? So I thought it was a joke. Now, to go to your last question, sorry, I know I'm rambling. To go to your last question, where's Eminem in my top whatever? Eminem is probably, this is my truth, no disrespect. Eminem's maybe like 15, 10, somewhere between 10 and 15. Like, he's not ahead of J. Cole for me. Kendrick Lamar. It's not ahead of Lil Wayne, Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure he's real talk. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not sure he's ahead of Rick Ross for me. Like,
bro, I was thinking the same thing.
I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not even trying to be funny.
He's not. And to me, and respectfully speaking, I don't even believe he is ahead of DMX. I don't believe he's ahead of, I don't believe he's ahead of a lot of people.
It's not true.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't think we should spend time really naming our top 10. That's not what this is about. It's more so about like you said, I'm glad you said that. Living your truth, saying what is on your heart, even if it offends somebody. And Eminem got to get over himself. I've had issues with Eminem going after people who are defenseless. I will never respect, and I'm saying this straight up, I will never respect Eminem for dissing Britney Spears, for dissing Mariah Carey on records. I will never respect him for dissing people who are not on his level. You should be, this is the rant that I've been waiting for, but I'm not even going to go all in. But, and you said it, Nick Cannon is one. Why do we give Eminem so much credit, and why is he so feared in the rap community when in fact this is not a matter of opinion? This is a fact. He has never had a true back and forth battle lyrically with anyone who was even close to his level in terms of respectability. That is not something that should go unstated. As a matter of fact, we should ask ourselves, why is that? Why is that? I can think of a couple things why. Of course, I would be speculating, but to me, I'm not even going to speculate. But I just want people to really sit with that and say, all of them other people that we consider at the top of our list have either been in conflict with people who are on their level or close to it, or they were revered enough to where people didn't even dare go at them, and there was a legit reason why. The reason why Kendrick, to me, is in that top tier, not only for the album that he's come out with, not only because he's had multiple classics, well, because he can put out he can put out a song like Control, right? Remember when he's going at the game, going at everybody in rap and saying, y'all not fucking with me, and I dare one of y'all to say my name. The reason why he can say that is because people respect him enough to where they won't even dare say his name out loud. And the one person who really had an issue, who really came out and said his name that people respect, was Big Sean. He didn't really say his name, but people knew who he was talking about, right? We fuck with Big Sean on this show. And I think more people need to really respect Big Sean's legacy, not only for the music he's put out, but more importantly because of his ability to rap at a supreme level. But I'm not going to go too far on that convo. That's not what this is about. I just want to say Eminem is a legend. Let's be very clear about that. Eminem is an incredible rapper. Let's be very clear about that. But to act like it's blasphemous to say he's not in somebody's top 10, we got to stop that shit. Eminem is not in a lot of people's top 10. And if he's in yours, great. Have a blast. Go listen to more of his music. It's not crazy to say he's not in your top 10 list. That's what we got to get over. We have to stop that. If somebody said Jay-Z is not in my top 5 list, you need to be drug tested immediately. And even if he was not somebody that you really, really listened to growing up, you should revere and respect his discography and understand the impact that he's truly had in rap enough to where he should be in your top list. Just off that alone.
Well, it goes to this the thing I have an issue with is in hip hop. Hip hop is fractured. Like the people's opinions on hip hop is fractured. Okay, like if in the NBA, right? Let's equate this to NBA. Sports, NBA and hip hop are very similar and synonymous. In the NBA, when you talk about the top passers of all time, Magic Johnson's on your list, John Stockton's on your list, whoever, LeBron James is on your list. You talk about top scorers.
Jason Kidd. Don't forget to throw in Jason Kidd, all the great
Kidd on the list.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, and then you talk about top scorers. Some people are like Carmelo Anthony will be one of the top scorers of all time because of his ability to score and all his how he scores and such and such. How come hip hop people don't do that? Like, let's say Eminem, when you talk about MCs, when you're talking about killer MCs, like can go toe to toe with anybody, Eminem's on top 5. Like top 5 killer MCs, like serious punchlines, you know, such and such. When it comes to song making, Eminem is not in my top 50. Top 50. He may not even be my top 100 when it comes to song making. Why Eminem makes my top 20 in rappers of all time is because he is a superior rapper in terms of MC skills. Skilled.
Yeah, it's technical. I say it all the time. It's technical ability.
Technical. But when it comes to song making, I actually do not think he's a great song maker. Now, here's the thing. Jay-Z is a good song maker. Jay-Z is a good MC. He has the whole package, so he deserves top 5 spot. Lil Wayne is a good song maker. Great lyricist. He's J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. They're good at both. But in terms of MC skills, yes, Eminem is definitely in my top 5 in terms of MC skills. But in terms of overall rappers, he's not. And that's just my opinion. Thinking of it subjectively.
No, that's actually a great point. You know, that's a great point, man. And it leads me down the path of, you know, towards the end of this last decade, 2020, where, you know, as always, when the year ends, people put together their top lists of the year, right? When I watch people's lists, you know, the reason why it's hard for me to put out a list is not because I don't think I can come up with a quality one. It's because I want it to be very clear that this is my list. This is my list. I'm not speaking for the world. This is my list. I think that's where people get it fucked up. They say, here's the top 50. No, my G. That's your list. And your list is trash. Let's be real. And but more importantly, to your point, right? Why is there not a separation of top 5 artists, top 5 rappers? They'll put in people who are like at the technical level of rap, like people who are more aligned with like Eminem, right? Like people who kind of do what he does. They're very technical, right? Look at the Grammys list of people who are on that list of top of rap album of the year. All of them, if not majority of them, are great technical rappers. But it's like, why is that the only criteria that is at the forefront of rap when we're judging and evaluating rappers? What, like you said, what about song making ability? What about cadence? What about ad libs? What about your ability to be likable and making catchy music? What about your replay value? What about the implementation of melody? What about all of the other aspects of music that people don't want to highlight, but all they want to talk about is his ability to rap technically? Fam, that's not the only criteria.
It's backwards. That's where it comes from. But don't worry, Eminem will insult all of us on music to be murdered by 3. He'll say, "Uchay, you don't know nothing. You were a legend. Never mind," or something like that. All
I'm gonna say is this, Eminem. If you diss me, it would be an honor. make sure you tag me. My Twitter is on the screen right now. Just make sure you tag me. It's UCHAYVA, not BA, VA. Okay, and Quincy's right here is on the screen as well.
Hey man, stop! Would you put me? I don't want
QDeezy for
that.
cheesy.
I don't
Yeah,
want
and
that.
listen,
I'm not scared of Eminem. I'm scared of the crazy ass fans over here talking about. Hey, I'm gonna bomb you.
yeah. Hey man, listen, respectfully, okay, respectfully.
There you go with that respectfully again.